Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is the next video in the UiPath document understanding series, and I hope you guys were successfully able to create complete use case by following the previous videos. So in the previous video, this was our complete video roadmap. We have understood all the components of document understanding in a step-by-step manner. Also, I have shared the files with you, and I believe that you guys were able to follow along the tutorials and able to complete the use case. Today in this video, we are going to see how I can utilize the intelligent keyword classifier to do this complete thing, because till this point we have only seen the keyword based classifier. So the agenda today would be how you can utilize the keyword based classifier. And same like the document understanding series, I would upload all the files on this website, which is mentioned at the top, mukeshkala.com. So you simply have to go to this website, mukeshkala.com, go to the downloads, okay, and here you would have all the files whichever I am explaining, including the previous one as well, right? So the URL is mukeshkala.com, and just click on this button, which is the downloads, okay, and then you can practice along with me along with the same files which you have. So today in this video, our agenda would be to explain more about the intelligent keyword classifier, how does it work and why it is important. In terms of agenda, first of all, this would be our agenda. I would be showing you what are the samples files which are available for the demo. Post that, I am going to explain you what is intelligent keyword classifier, when to use the intelligent keyword classifier, what are its property, how do you use the classifier wizard, and then important thing, how do you import and export the training data. And all of this we are going to do in a step-by-step manner. Okay, so this would be our complete agenda for today. In case you are coming to the channel for the first time and you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel to get the more complex, or I would say more advanced videos in the document understanding series now. Having said that, let's get started. Okay, so first thing first, what is the use case which we are going to use today for the classification, right? So we are going to have files which would be consisting of the 4 invoice, 3 receipts, 1 W04 and 1 W9 form, right? So these are the 4 kind of, I would say, documents which I am going to process, and you would notice that the receipts are in the form of image. Till this point I have only shown you with the PDF, but I just wanted to let you guys know that you can also work all of this with the help of image as well, right? So these would be our sample files. Let's go to the folder and try to browse for these files. So once you download the files from my website for this video, which is intelligent keyword classifier, you would have these files. You have to download a zip, and in that zip you would have all these files. So you would see that I have got 4 invoices. Let me just quickly open it. Okay, I have these 4 invoices. Yes, invoice number 1, invoice number 2, invoice number 3, and I think invoice 3 is a scanned one, and invoice number 4. So I have got these 4 invoices where I have to extract the data. Okay, similarly, let's say I have these 3 receipts where I have to extract some data. So I have this receipt 1, okay, and then I have the receipt number 2, and then similarly I have the receipt number 3. Okay, so these are the 3 receipts which we have to extract some of the data. And then I have 2 forms, which is the one is the W4 and one is the W9, which is a filled form. So I can just open those files as well. So here is our W4 form, which is having some information, and then I have a W9 form which I am having some information. Okay, so these are the files which I have kept. Now, as we have seen in the slide, the intelligent keyword classifier comes in picture when you are doing the classification. Okay, so let's go to UiPath and try to create the automation. So I'll go back to my UiPath studio and I'll create a new process. I will call is intelligent keyword classifier, and then I'll just put my channel name, right, so that I remember. And this is to process to demonstrate working of intelligent keyword classifier. It's also known as IKC. And I'll just go here and I'll create the solution. Once the solution is ready, all you have to do is have the taxonomy manager at the top, right? I don't have the taxonomy manager, so I'll just go to the project and I'll just add here a dependencies. Right now I am going a little bit fast because we have already covered all of this in a step-by-step manner, and I believe that you have already seen all the previous videos. Okay, so I'll go here and I'll just add the dependencies, which is the UiPath dot intelligent OCR. Sorry, in the all packages. Okay, so UiPath.intelligent OCR package we have to install, and I'll just say save, right? And this is the package which is giving us all the required dependencies, all the required activities to start working with the document understanding, right? Meanwhile, the dependency is loading. I have just kept a list of the things which I want to extract from these documents, right? So that it is easy for us to create the taxonomy. Invoice number, bill to, total invoice from the invoice, date, account number, total vendor, W4 form, I want this, and from the W9 I want this, right? It's easy to create the taxonomy, right? So these are the information I want to extract, right? And at the start of the project, it is always good to have this information with you. Now let's quickly open the taxonomy manager. So now this is the taxonomy manager already discussed. So I'll quickly go and start creating the group. I'll call the group as TBMK, tutorials by Mukeshkala. Inside that the category is incoming, right? I'm going fast here guys because we have already covered all of that, right? Incoming, inside the incoming I have now 3 categories. Inside the incoming now I have a document type of invoices. I'll save this. The next document type is receipts. I'll save this. The next is W9. Save this, and the other is W4, right? So this we have already discussed that depending on the documents you have to create it. Now you click on this one, which is the invoice, and you just define the fields, right? It might be different for your use case. So I'll go here and I'll do a Control C, put the name as invoice number. That should be, let's say in some of the invoices there was a digit, so I'll call it as a text maybe. I'll add a new, I'll save this, add a new field. So what I'm doing is whatever data we want to extract, we are just defining the taxonomy here. What is the bill to, whom do we want to bill? It would be a text. Similarly, the total and the invoice number. Copy the total, go to the field. For the total would be a number, save this. Then I'll go to the invoice date, create the field for invoice date, and this time it would be of type date, and save this, right? So we are done with the invoices. Similarly, we are going to do for the receipts. Date, I'll add a field which is the date. I'll remove the extra spaces, make it date, save this, go back, take the account number. I am doing it pretty fast guys because we have already discussed this, and I hope you guys are able to follow along, right? Account number can be also text, and then we have the total, right? It will depend on your use case that what data you want to extract, right? So for me, I am just adding 3-4 values. You might add different values as well, right? And for the W9, I think I decided with name, business name, and address. Name, which is a text, then go to the field. The next one is a business name, which is also a text, save. And then the last one is address, and then this is also a text, and I'll save this. Okay, so I am done with the receipts, I am done with the W9, and then let's add for the W4. I know it takes some time to create this thing, but yes, it is important. So for the W4, I want the name, text, the address, which is also going to be a text. Address is address, sorry, my bad. Address is for address, yeah. And EIN, which is a text. How do I know? Because I have already seen the documents, right? And then the employer name, which is here, and this is also a text. I'll save this. And this completes our taxonomy. So now all we have to do is just close this. So we have uploaded the complete taxonomy here, right? So I'll just say save, and all this notepad information I'll put it in the comments for you or in the description for you guys. Okay, now this is our project IKC by tutorials by Mukesh Kala. I'll go to the folder and let's keep the input file here, right, so that it is easy for us to read them, right? So I create a folder called input files, and all these files which we downloaded, right, from the website, I'm going to put it into this folder, which is the input file inside the same project, right, so that it is easy for us to relate. Now this is our document understanding automation workflow. We have the files. Let's go here and click on the open main workflow. Okay, now the step 1 for the document understanding is load the taxonomy. So I'll drag and drop here and say load taxonomy, right? I believe you guys are now aware of all of this activity, so I'm not explaining those, right? So I'll go here, hit Ctrl+K and load the taxonomy for you. Taxonomy, yeah. So that's the load taxonomy, and this is going to load all the files whichever we have just suggested UiPath that I want to extract the data from. After the load taxonomy, the next step in the document understanding is the digitization. So I'll go here and I use this activity called digitize text, right? And it is going to ask me where is the document path, right? So my bad, I forgot to have one assign activity at the top first. Which document you want to try? So I'll just go here and I'll say str_ document path, right? So here I have to pass the document path, and for now let's just start with the first one. I'll just go shift right click on it, copy as path, and I'll just pass the complete path of any one of the document, right? You can pass it from anywhere just to get that error off. So this would be the variable which would be having the document path, right? str_ document path. Yeah, and then the document path goes here. This also we have discussed. Now the output is a document text, so I'll go here and I'll create a document text, and then very important document object model, right? So I'll just create here DOM, document object model. Create a variable called DOM, which stands for document object model, right? So we have load the taxonomy, we have digitized the document, right? So till this point you guys are well aware. Now comes the important one, which is the classification, where the robot now has to classify. So I'll go to the here activities, right, because we have to classify the document. And now it is going to ask all these details. So let's try to pass that. What is the document path? str document path. Where is the document text? Where is the document object model? Where is your taxonomy? I'm not passing logs and all, right, because that you can do. Now the output is a classification result. So I'll just go here, hit Ctrl+K and write here classification results. That would be my output. So now if I just go to the activity and I just search here classifier, in the classifier, this we have already used keyword based classifier. Now today we are going to see what is this guy, intelligent keyword classifier. Drag and drop it here. Okay, and now this guy is asking me where is your learning path. So if you guys remember, we have to create a classifier.json and we have to pass the path here. If you directly write it, then also it will work, but I will just go to my project folder, right? This is my project folder where we just kept the file, right? Here you have a folder which is document processing. Just copy paste this taxonomy, Control C, Control V, making a copy, rename it to classifier. Okay, and just delete the content, everything inside the classifier, right, which we just created, not in the taxonomy, inside the classifier. Open the classifier. I'll just say edit with notepad. I'll delete everything, and this is how the classifier.json should look like. So the idea is you should have a blank classifier file, which I just created, right? It's the easiest way to do that. Now here, just go here and point it to the classifier file which you just created. Just click on this guy which is the manage learning, right? And so now once you click on this guy which is the manage learning, you would have this wizard. In that wizard, this is having all the 4 documents which we want to extract the data. And now it is asking me that I do not have any data here which I can train myself. So if you remember, in the keyword based classifier, we have to tell the keywords that these are the keywords you should look to train the model in a way that it is able to properly classify. In the intelligent keyword classifier, the document understanding with the help of the API key and the intelligent keyword classifier technology, it will automatically get all the keywords for that document, or I would say in other words for the set of documents. And that is what it's the intelligent keyword classifier. It is still a keyword based classifier, but it is intelligent because you don't have to manually go and provide the keywords. To work on it, all you have to do is just click on this button which is the start training, and now you would see that you have got an API key. This is the endpoint du.uipath.com/OCR. I am using the community edition, so you should also have the same. You have an API key here, and apply OCR on PDF is set to auto. If you remember this, it simply means that if you set it to yes, OCR would be on. If you set it to no, no OCR. If you set it to auto, it will automatically decide that whether I have to apply the OCR or not. Now, it is asking me, Mukesh, I will going to get the keywords for you. I'm going to get the keywords for you. But you need to provide me the files. Where are your files? So I click on this browse button, right? And then in the same folder, I have the input files, and this is for invoice. So only upload the invoices, guys. Don't upload all the files. I am in the invoices. Train your classifier for the document type invoices. I'm only going to upload the invoices, and selected files 4, and click on this button which is start the training. And that's it. Now you see the logs, digitizing and training. All the steps whichever we did in the keyword based classifier, that opening the document, writing invoices in a different way, date, and all of that thing is now done intelligently with the help of this classifier, right? So now it is going, and you would see that it has got a lot of words vector which it has included, extracted from the documents. How cool is that, right? Similarly, now I have to train the receipts. So I'll go and say receipts, open it, and now this time I'll pass these 3 receipts. Auto, start the training, right? Here OCR is required because all of these are the scanned images. It will digitize, it will train, it will extract the information. In other words, extract the keywords which will help UiPath document understanding to identify that yes, this is what kind of document. This has also extracted a lot of information, word vector. Then we'll go to the W4. Go here, pass the W4 document, open it, start the training, right? So the more document you provide, the more confident this classifier would be, right? So that's why I have taken different formats. One is the 4 invoice, one is 3, one is 2, and one for each, right? Now for the W9, I'll go here, and similarly I'll just upload the W9 document. That's how easy it is, right? And I just say start the training. All of that is done. You just have to click on this button, which is the save. And that's it. Your classification is done. Now just to see what it has done, you can go back to the folder and open the classifier.json, right? And this is all the things which it has created. If you remember the classifier from the keyword based classifier where it was small, but here all of this is created by the intelligent keyword classifier for you. Now once the classifier is done, all you have to do is click on this guy, which is the configure classifier, and point it that which all I want to use for this classification, and I have clicked on all the fours, right? So this we have already seen in the DU series. So I'll go here and click on save. Okay, now to get the API key, right, in case it is not able to directly get it on its own, as of now it is directly connected to the cloud.uipath.com and it is taking it. However, as a developer you should be aware of that where exactly this key is coming from. Okay, so let's go to the cloud platform. In the cloud account, on the left menu you have these three buttons. Not this one, sorry, my bad. You have to go to admin. Yeah, here it is, admin. You have to go to the cloud.uipath.com and you have to click on the admin. In the admin you can see that I am in the community plan for this account, so you have to click on this one which says licenses. Okay, and then you have something which is called robots and services, and here you would see the API key for the document understanding, right? But since you are using the UiPath community edition, the limitation for you is document should be limited to 2 pages and 4 MB. Okay, so this is the limitation for you, but to get the API key you can directly get it from here. So my key is MKF66Y something, right? And when you go here, when you click on manage learning, you go to invoices, right? You might have seen that's the same key which is coming here, right? So this is taken from the endpoint and from my community account, right? So please remember that as well. This model is intelligent enough to classify the documents on its own. Now to simply print the classification results, I'll go here and I'll take a log message activity. Okay, and here I will just print a message info level log, and I'll just print that how the classification was done. So I'll say classified as, and this we have seen also that how do you get the classification results. So we have this classification results of 0 dot document type ID, right? So that's how you get what is the document classified as, right? Not spending much time guys here. In case you are not aware, please watch the classification videos. Okay, now the next thing is I want to launch the log the confidence, right? How much confident it was. So I'll go to the information, and in here I'll say confidence, and I'll just print the classification results confidence as well, dot confidence, right, dot toString. So it will also print that how much confident it was with this guy, and save this. Now all you have to do is just go here and say run the file. So as of now I am doing it for only one document which we have hard coded. If this works well, then we can implement the same for all the files in the folder. But the thing which you should remember here is this time I am using the intelligent keyword based classifier. I have not provides the keywords one by one, right? UiPath has automatically taken the keywords from the files which I have uploaded, and it has given me some error saying that the please provide an API key or make sure the robot is connected to the correct orchestrator. Let me quickly check that. Okay, so seems like it is not working. Let me go here and copy the API key, come back here and in double quotes pass the API key here. Save this. Go here and run the file. Ideally it should have automatically taken it, but it has not taken, so I have just pasted it back. And now you can see that it is 83% confident that this is an invoice. I can just go and save this. Now all we have to do is run this for all the files which are available in our input files, right? So what I'm going to do is, these are all the files. So at the top I am going to take an activity which is called for each, and here we'll take this activity called for each file in a folder, and we are going it to path, and we are going to point it to the folder path where we have all the files located. You can also use this folder button directly, but I prefer to do it like this. Okay, and then what do you want to do? For each of the current file, I want to do all these steps. So what I'm going to do is I'll just put all of these steps inside the for each. Now what would happen? It will go and it will do all these steps for all the files. So we have got these two steps also. Yep, cool. And here we have this document path. So now instead of getting this document path hard coded, I'll just get it from the current file, right? So I'll just go here and I'll say current file dot toString. So as soon as I write current file dot toString, it will get me the complete path of that file. And I just want to add one more log message here. Drag and drop it here, and in this one I say info level log, and I just want to say what is the file which we are working. So I'll just say current file dot full name, and that way we should get the full name of the file. Okay, so I think we are good here. So we have got this, all of that looks good. I'll save this, and now I am using the intelligent keyword classifier for all the files which are located in this folder. Okay, so let's go here and I'll just say run the file. Okay, so the automation started, and we will keep an eye on the logs. Okay, so first it has started for the invoice, classified as invoices, 83% confident. The file is next invoice 2, classified as invoices, 74% confident it is invoice. Similarly, it will do it for all the files, invoice number 1, 2, 3, 4, along with the confidence, right? So you can see here all of that is done without me actually providing any keyword, right? I just provided the files and it automatically got updated. How cool is that? And we'll just wait for all this to show up. So we have total, I guess 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 files. So it is going to work for invoices. Receipt 01, 77% confident that it's a receipt. The second receipt also 74% confident for the receipt 3, and so on and so forth, right? Now that is how the intelligent keyword classifier works. I hope you guys were able to follow along with me and you guys are able to get this confidence score for yourself. If that is the case, just comment down intelligent keyword classifier and I would understand that yes, you all are able to follow along this tutorial, right? Okay, so now that we have seen what exactly is intelligent keyword classifier and how does it work, there are some details you as a developer should know. The first one is, in the background, the intelligent keyword classifier is using something which is called word vector, which it learns from the files of the certain document types. So this is an algorithm which is built around the concept of repeating content for the same document type. It starts from the premise that document type have a series of words that usually occur in those document type. So basically it is creating a vector from the words which are repeating in the similar kind of documents. Now, when it is classifying a file into a document type, the intelligent keyword classifier first would find the closest word vector of the file which is similar to. Second, it reports on the highest scoring document type with underlying matching the main word. So in nutshell, it is using the concept of word vector. One important thing about the classifier is that it has the option of file splitting capabilities, meaning that it can report more than one class in a given file for separate page ranges. Okay. Unlike the keyword based classifier, you do not need to manually select the references in the document when training the keyword based classifier. We just have to upload it. In case you provide, all of that would be ignored. Okay. Now, a question arises, when should I use the intelligent keyword classifier? So the two answers are, your files contain one or more document type with a single file. When you have multiple pages document, your document types are relatively easy to differentiate as far as the content goes. If you have the fixed set of keywords which you are aware of that it is going to come, you can straight away go with the intelligent keyword classifiers. And in case there is a possibility that you might have the split of the documents into a single file, then also you can go for the intelligent keyword classifier. So this is a keyword based classifier, but which is more intelligent. You simply have to go and upload the document, and the intelligent keyword classifier automatically get the word vectors for you. There is a note from UiPath says that starting with the version 6.9.0, the splitting performance has improved. So it is recommending us to use the latest version. Now in my video series, I have only shown you two type of classifier. One was the keyword based classifier which we saw in the tutorial, and the other is the intelligent keyword classifier. Now I wanted to give a brief summary on both. So first of all, the keyword based classifier relies on the predefined keywords which we provide, whereas the keyword intelligent one leverages the word vectors learned from the specific document types. Here you have to manually define the keywords for each document during the training, whereas in the IKC it identifies the repeating content with the same document type and computes the vector similarity based on the common words. No manual dependency here. The use cases for the keyword based classifier are the distinctive keywords for different document types. Here, if you have files with multiple document types within a single file, relatively easy differentiation based on the content, then you are going to use the IKC. One special requirement about the intelligent keyword classifier is that you need the document understanding API key, or if you are doing it on-prem, then you need a AI Center on-premises setup. Whereas in the keyword based classifier, you might have seen that we do not need anything, no API key and no on-prem setup is needed, right? So depending on your requirement, whichever feel free to utilize any of the classifier. This we have already seen that intelligent keyword classifier widget, you just have to upload the file and click on the save button, right? Now this screen pop-ups as soon as you upload the file, right? Here you might have seen I talked a little bit about apply OCR on PDF. The second setting which is available for you is the OCR. So you can change the OCR engine from here. By default it is working on the UiPath document OCR. In case you want to change it, you have the option to change the OCR engine directly here as well. This API key and the endpoint are predefined, populated by UiPath for you. Okay. The last thing is, you can export the training data of the intelligent keyword classifier, as well as you can also import it. Now what does this export and import means? Let's first try to go and see how I can export the training data. Okay, and then we'll come back and understand why it is useful. So back to my UiPath Studio. This is our intelligent keyword classifier. I'll go here and click on manage the learning. And here you have two buttons. One is import and the other is export. Import, as the name suggests, if you want to import the learning from somewhere else. But let's say I don't have anything and I want to export it. So I can simply click on these buttons, whichever you want to export, and click on the bottom, which is the export button. If you don't select these options, you won't get the export option, right? So you need to tell UiPath that yes, I want to export these things. Once selected, simply click on this export button and it should export you this. I just name it something, export underscore data, and I save this. And all these word vectors would be exported as a zip file. Let's see that. I'll say cancel. I go here, I stored in this folder, and you can see that whatever data you have got, that is exported in this one, which is the export data. So same like I exported, you have an option to import the training data. Click on import, select the archive and import it. Okay. Now you might have a question, right? That Mukesh, why should I even worry about exporting and importing? And the answer to that question is this one, that why import and export? So the IKC classifier, intelligent keyword classifier, is a very powerful tool we have seen. Now the purpose of importing is that importing the training data allow you to enhance the classifier knowledge base. You can bring up pre-existing data or knowledge from other sources. So let's say I have already trained a data set. I can simply go and upload and import that training data to increase this classification score. The second thing is, when should you actually use the training data, when to use? If you are doing the initial training, when you are setting the classifier for the first time and you do not have so much of document, you can use the import training data and train it. Knowledge transfer, if you have trained a similar classifier elsewhere, importing its data can accelerate the learning curve. Third thing is fine tuning. During the ongoing development, importing additional data to refine the model accuracy, right? So I hope this makes some sense to you, that why do I need this import function. Similarly, why do I need export? Exporting the training data allow you to share or backup your classifier knowledge. That is the first thing, as in backup. The second thing is share your training models with your colleagues or across the different projects, backup and recovery, and version control. Whenever you are updating your classifier, you can just export the data to maintain a historical record. Kind of a backup, kind of a version control, right? So these are the purpose of the import and the export. Okay. And this is the last slide which I had for this tutorial. So with that, I would like to wrap this video here. Thank you for watching. I hope now you have a clear understanding on how do you use the intelligent keyword classifier and how can you use the import and the export functionalities. Any more questions, any more doubts, feel free to write me in the comments, or you can also drop me an email as well. I would appreciate your feedback on this document understanding series, that how it is going. Are you guys learning something new? Anything which comes to your mind on the document understanding and you feel like that I should create a content, feel free to write me in the comments, and I would really appreciate your feedback. In case you are liking this content, you like this video, please do subscribe to the channel, and happy automation.